So welcome to this class once again. We can continue. In our previous session, we talked about an introduction to Kotlin and a few more concepts in Kotlin. We talked about conditional statements or control flows. But today I want us to talk about specifically about 4 things in this class. So remember, covering 4 concepts in one sitting is a lot of work to be done. So just stay back, relax, and continue learning, because Kotlin is the future of Android. Yeah. So in this class today, we are going to learn about conditional expressions. We are going to learn about the different types of loops there is in Kotlin. And we are going to also look at a concept of ranges. So Kotlin has got a certain concept called ranges. So we're going to look at how to work with ranges in Kotlin. And if we still have time, finally, we are going to look at functions in Kotlin. Yeah, functions in Kotlin. So right away, without wasting any time, let's just start. Okay, just a minute, guys. All right, so let's just create our new project. Yeah, so then right away, we are simply going to select this checkbox for Kotlin. Then right away, yeah, hit on a next. Then our project today is going to be about expressions, loops, ranges, and functions. Yeah, let's just name our project like that. Yeah, for easier identification amongst our other projects, ranges, and yeah. So expressions, loops, ranges, and functions. Then just hit on a finish. Yeah, sorry. So right away we can just create our first Kotlin file. Then we can actually just call it as conditional expressions, because that is one of the concepts that we need to work on in this class. So right click on SRC, say new Kotlin file. Then this one I can just call it as conditional expressions. Yeah, conditional expressions. Then right away, because we are going to have an executable file, so right away we can have our main function right here. Really waiting for the auto completion. Yeah, right away. Yeah, main function. So yesterday in our yesterday's class, we looked at conditional statements. Yeah, so we looked at a conditional statements. So we had something like, say, maybe var x, which is like, say, 10. Then we wrote something like an if statement to check. So if x is less than 10, we can echo, or we can print, sorry. Yeah, so if x is less than 10, we can print ln and say you don't qualify. Else you print and say you qualify. So this is this is a conditional statement. Yeah, this is an if statement, conditional statement. But now wait and see the difference between a conditional statement and a conditional expression. Yeah, so yesterday also we had a when statement for it, which is a conditional statement, definitely. Yeah, but now when we are dealing with conditional expressions, conditional expressions, let me just comment it out so nicely to make it a bit more appealing. Yeah, so conditional expression. So you may have maybe var number, which right now is maybe at maybe say 0 or something like that. No, actually, var number equals to, we are not getting it to, yeah, which is at 0, let me say, something like that. Then we can have, yeah, so we can have now a var like say number equals to this, which is at 0. Then we can have say var age equals to when we can have a when statement right here. When number yeah, we can have a when statement there. When number is maybe say 10, we can actually say the result that we are going to store inside there is the age is 10. The age is 10. Then we can have like say maybe, let me duplicate just up to 4 of them. 20. Then we can say the age is 20. Then we can have maybe 30 there, whereby we can simply say the age is 30. Then we can have maybe 40 there, then say maybe the age is 40. Then we can simply say now else we can even say now the age is, we don't know the age, or please, okay, we don't know that age yet. Yeah, something like that. Then right after here, so outside here, we can simply print ln and say we are printing ln age. Yeah, age. Yeah, so right away, this is what is going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. So we have a var number which is at 0 right now, but you see, to get the age, we are looking through this number. So we are going to say so our age equals to, now when the number here, when the number here is 10, we will just say the age is 10. When the number is 20, we will say the age is 20. Then finally, we'll just print the age. So right now, if I just change this number to something like say 30 like that, I'm very sure it should give me, it should go with this 30 and store this value in the variable age. Then we just print it down there. So that, let me just run this and see how it's going to run. Yeah, clearly the age is 30 right down there. Yeah, so this is a conditional expression. Yeah, so this is a conditional statement, but this is a conditional expression down here. So most of you are thinking that maybe you can only use a when. No, you can actually work with also an if statement. Yeah, so that, yeah, you can actually work with an if statement and say maybe var w equals to, then you can have an if statement like that. Then finally, you can just, yeah, you can actually, instead of printing inside there, you can remove this print, then just remain with the value right there. Yeah, you can actually remove this and just remain with the value, so that right down here we can print the W. Yeah, we can print the W. Print ln, then we can just print the W. Yeah, the W like that. so that right away, this becomes a conditional expression. A conditional expression, yeah? We are assigning this expression to a variable right there. So that if I run this, it should work still the same. So that when I run this, let's just give it a few seconds and see. Yeah, clearly, you see, it is still working the same way. So this is a conditional expression, yeah? So instead of commenting this one out as conditional statement, let me just say conditional expression. Yeah, conditional expression, somehow, something like that. So this is how to write a conditional expression, and this is also how to write a conditional expression. So this is an example that you can use to do so many other examples out there when you're working with Kotlin. So the second concept that I would like us to cover in this class is about loops. So let's just create another new Kotlin file, then we can simply call this as maybe loops. Yeah, loops, just like that. Then right away we need a main function like that. Main function, then we can start working with loops. Now, a loop, the role of loops in any programming language is the loops aid in running over a code a number of times until the specified condition is false, yeah, or yeah, until just the specified condition is false. So for example, if I want to print maybe or to send messages to my employees, I just want to send messages until the employee count gets to a 0 or something like that. So that I will be sending messages to, as I increment, as I go to the next person, as I go to the next person, until the count of the number of employees just gets to a 0. So we can have examples of loops. So we have in Kotlin, we have at least 4 types of loops. So we have a for loop, we have a while loop, we have a do while loop, and we have a repeat loop. Yeah. So right away we can start with, I can even just comment and say this is a while loop or a for loop. Yeah, a for loop. So that now a for loop, we can actually have a for loop to print through numbers from maybe 1 to 10 or something like that. So we can have maybe var number is a range of 1 to maybe 10. Yeah, the range of 1 to say 10. Then we can have a loop. This is how to specify a range, by the way. You simply say 1 to 10 using the 2 dotted or the 2 full stops right there, the 2 dots. Yeah, 1 to 10. So we can have a for loop to say actually I can use, so that I can make more sense in this class, let me just give it variable numbers. Yeah, so that I can say, variable number, so that I can say for number in numbers, I can just say print ln the number. For a number in these numbers, yeah, so I will be picking out one single number as I print them. Yeah, for number in numbers, or I can say for x in numbers, print x. So it should not be like necessarily variable number. So I'm just using the variable name number to sort of specify the kind of thing that we are talking about right now. Yeah. So if I run this right now, let me just see. So clearly, as you can see, we are printing 1 to 10. Yeah, just 1 to 10, because we are only printing from 1 to 10. Yeah. Okay. So if we wanted to print otherwise, I'm going to show you how we are going to work with ranges, with ranges in Kotlin. Yeah. But if you wanted to print maybe down to something, you could say maybe variable numbers equals to 10 down to 1, something like that. Yeah, down to 1. This is actually the concept of ranges. Once again, it is just popping here. So that exactly what I've shown you guys is what I wanted even to talk about ranges. Yeah, you can say maybe down to 1 or 1 to something. Yeah, so if I say down to 1 and I run this, is now going to print from 10 to 1. Yeah. Yeah, clearly you see right now we are now printing 10 down to 1. Yeah, so that is exactly the concept of even ranges that I wanted us to talk about. So if you want to maybe go in an ascending order, let me just comment out this one here, then have another variable here that is going to make more sense to me. So I can say maybe 1 to 10, yeah, like that. So if you want to go down to 1, I've just commented it right up here. But if you just want to go from 1 to 10, this is how you do it. This is also still the concept of ranges. In fact, we are now no longer going to talk about ranges because I've already mentioned it right here. Right here. Yeah. So if you want to get from top to bottom, you simply say down to 1. And if it is from bottom to top, you say 1 to 10 or 1 to 1,000. Yeah. Somehow. So you could also use a for loop. You could also use a for loop to print maybe an array of maybe an array of names or something like that. So you could say maybe var names is an array of maybe King, Mary, Isaac, Dan, yeah, something like that. Then we can simply say for names, or for name in names, for name in names, print name, print ln of name. Yeah, we can print the name just like that. Yeah, for name in names, print name, so that when I run this once again, guys, clearly how is it going to work? As you can see, it's printing King, Mary, Isaac, Dan, and so on and so forth. Yeah. So this is a for loop in Kotlin. So we can also look at a while loop. Yeah. We can look at a while loop. So let me just comment and say while loop. Then we can have maybe variable x, which is at 0. Then we can have a while loop. So why am I doing variable like this instead of typing there var? Yeah, var x is 0. Then we can say while x is just still less than or equal to say 5, we can print line and say the number is x. Yeah, the number is x, like that. Yeah, the number is x, so that we see if it is going to increment up to, then right away we need to say x plus plus. Yeah, x plus plus. Yeah, we can increment that x. We can actually increment that x, so that right away, let me try to run this. Yeah, right down here, the number is 0, the number is 1, up to the number is 5. Yeah, so the while loop runs just exactly like that. If you've done a while loop before, you are clearly seeing that there is no difference at all. There is totally no difference. It's only about how to instantiate the variable, to declare the variable right there, and some changes in syntax, but clearly it is not as different as from how it is in other languages. Then, so we can have maybe again a do while loop. Yeah, do while loop. Then right away, we can say maybe var y is maybe at 0 per se. Then we could say do print, print ln, print the y. We can say we can print the value is y, then y plus plus, while y is just still less or equal to 5, something like that. Yeah, something like that. So that if we run these, as you can see clearly, the value is 0 up to 5. Yeah. So the only difference between a while loop and a do while is the do while will at least do something before it checks for the command. But the while loop is starting by checking the command before it does anything right down there. Yeah. We've talked about this in our previous classes in PHP and so on and so forth. But yeah, it is a repeat here in Kotlin. So it's something that you can do even more research to find out the difference between a while loop and a do while loop. Then the last loop that there is in Kotlin is the repeat loop. Repeat. This is so straightforward. Repeat loop. Yeah, repeat loop. So the repeat loop, we can just say we can simply say repeat. How many times? 10 times. Repeat 10 times. What do you want us to do? Print. Print I am a king. Yeah. Repeat 10 times and print I am a king. Yeah, just like that. So if we run this, guys, this is so straightforward and very simple. Yeah. Repeat 10 times, printing I am a king. So let's see if it will print I am a king 10 times. Yeah, as you can see, I am a king has been repeated 10 times right down there. Yeah, so that is the easiest loop there is in Kotlin. Just repeat 10 times, I am a king. Yeah, it is a very clear loop, right there. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is all that I could let you know today about loops. So there is a for loop, which we have done at least 2 examples. This one here and the one with an array, then a while loop, then a do while loop, then the repeat loop, while loop, do while loop, then the repeat loop. Now, the very last concept that I would like us to look at in Kotlin is about the functions. Yeah. So we can just create a new Kotlin file. Then we can call these as functions. Then right away we can have the main function right there. So we are going to talk about two types of functions. We are going to look at inbuilt functions. Then we are also going to look at user-defined or custom functions. User-defined stroke custom functions. Yeah, we are actually going to talk about the two user-defined custom functions. Now, just to mention, a function will always have a parenthesis at the end of it. So, for example, if I have king function, that means I'll have something like, say, king, then bracket with its own scope, like that. Then if I have done function, a function can never be within a function, so it is going to be outside there. So done function, then with its own scope. So if I need another function called maybe Mary function, then it has to be outside there. Mary function, like that. Yeah, just like that. So king function, done function, and Mary function. And clearly, this is super giving us exceptions like this because this is not the right syntax of how to create a function. in Kotlin. So a Kotlin function always starts with a keyword fun, F-U-N, like that. Fun, yeah? Like if I wanted done function, I will have to start with fun, yeah? If I have Mary function, I will have to start with maybe fun, like that. Then maybe whenever this function has been created, let's just print out something like, say, and whatever I'm working on right now is a custom function. This part, this one, I'm actually telling you about these user defined, because Kotlin doesn't know a function called king, so it is us telling it that we are creating one. So maybe I can just print line and say my name is king. Then also here I can just print and say my name is Dan. Then this one here. Sorry, I hope it's not Corona. Then my name is Mary. Yeah. Yeah, so at least my name is Mary. So whenever you want to use this, clearly you see right now, if I try to run this file, yeah, let's just try to run and see what happens. I'm very sure nothing will happen, but let's just run. Yeah, clearly you see we have run that code and it is printing nothing. Why? Simply because you see the fact that you have created this function as it is, or these functions as they are like this, and you are not using them anywhere on the main body, that means we cannot execute them. So to execute any function, we have to call it from the main function. So to call a function, you simply write the name of the function. Like say, if I just type there king, like that, I have already called king function. And clearly, look at the difference between now how the king is appearing and how Dan is. This Dan and Mary are a little bit gray. So let me just call Dan also. Dan, when I call Dan function, you see, it also changes the color somehow. So let me also try to call Mary function. Whatever I'm doing is calling. Yeah, I've called 3 functions. I've called king, I've called Dan, I've called Mary function. So if I try to run this once again, so clearly, as you can see, we have now these functions. My name is king, my name is Dan, my name is Mary. All those functions have been called now. All those functions have been called right up here on the main function, But now, you see, this is just an example of a very simple function which you can create, yeah? So I can even create another function right down here, maybe say fun, maybe moto, not like moto, maybe AVG function. Yeah, maybe AVG function. This is an average function, maybe. Yeah, this is an average function whereby we are going to expect the user, to give us maybe the value of the first variable, the value of the second variable, and the value of give us the first parameter, second parameter, and the third parameter, so that on the function we can do the average and give out the answer. Yeah, so right away we can say maybe we can have maybe num1, which is going to be maybe of double type, comma, maybe we can have num2, which is going to be of double type, then num3, which is going to be also of double type, so that in this function, so we can have maybe var answer equals to maybe whatever the user will give us as, in fact, let's just put them in a bracket, whatever the user will give us as num1 plus whatever the user will give us as num2 plus whatever the user will give us as num3, then all these divided by a 3.0 because we want an average. Yeah, we want an average. Then right away, we can simply print the answer. We can print, we can say the average of the average of, maybe say, of num1, the average of num1, num1, num2, and num3 is answer. Yeah, so the average of in fact, let me not, as a matter of fact, let's not use you are there. So the average of num1, num2, and num3 is answer. Yeah, so let's go and call avg function from the main body. So if I simply come on the main body and call avg function like that, clearly someone can guess why I'm now getting an issue right now. The reason as to why I'm getting an issue is because this function expects me to give it at least 3 parameters. So I'll have to give it the first parameter, like say maybe that's the first parameter, which needs to be a double. So point something, I have to put it a point something there, comma. Then I need another number, point something, comma. I need to give the number, point something, like that. You see, I need to automatically give the first number, the second number, and the third number. See, if I just ignore one of them, like say I remove one of them, like that, you see, I'm exactly again getting an issue, which I am meant to simply solve by adding the third number. And you see, these num1, num2, and num3, they are automated somehow, especially when you are working with IntelliJ. So anytime you are trying to call your function like this and you don't see the num1, num2, and num3 right there, don't be alarmed. So just go ahead and execute your code. So like right now, let me just run this. So clearly, as you can see, the average of these, and these is this one here. Yeah, this one there. So as you can see, we managed to create a function right down here. Yeah, we managed to create a function right down here, and it is working. It is actually working as we desired. Everything is working as we desired. So you can go ahead. We can even actually create one function for the names, maybe, or the simple interest. So we can have maybe fun, simple interest function. So this simple interest function, maybe let's ask the user to give us his name, which is supposed to be a string. Then let's ask for the principal, which is maybe double, comma, principal, comma. Then let's ask for the rate, which is also maybe double. Then time, let's just say maybe time in years. Maybe let's also just make it double. Yeah, just like that. Then we can have now maybe var interest equals to, yeah, var interest equals to maybe principal times rate times time. So is equals to maybe P multiplied by R multiplied by T divided by 100.0. Then we can simply print the answer and say, we can say hello hello, then we can say the name, hello, then the name, your interest is, then we can just say variable interest right there. So that if we simply go and call the simple interest function right on the main function right up here, we can call maybe simple interest function, which is going to expect a name from us. So let me give it a name. Is supposed to be a string. So as you can see, let me just scroll down to show you that name, we said the name is supposed to be of string type. So string type, we must also put the quotation mark there. So the name is King. Then the very next thing that we are supposed to do is the principal. So principal is maybe 10,000. Then the rate maybe 5% per how many years? Maybe 4 years, like that. Then maybe we can just say 10,000.0 because we said it's a double. You guys are not reminding me. Then this also a 0.0 like that. Then rate, then the time is also a 0.0 there. Yeah, principal times rate times time. So when I run this right now, I should receive something like, say, hello King. Let me just run and see. As you can see, hello King, your interest is, then I have my interest right down there. So clearly, Kotlin is doing a very hectic, is actually doing the heavy lifting for me. So I simply need to call the function and give it the values, and then it will do the rest through my function. Then one other type of function is a kind of function where we can return a value. Like for example, we can have maybe names function, names function, which is going to require maybe how many names? Maybe name 1, which is maybe string, comma. Then let's say maybe just name 2. I know you can have so many of them, which is string. Then we actually need to specify that the type that is going to be returned by this function is a string. Then right away, if we have the type being the string like that, then right away we can have maybe var entered names equals to maybe name 1, var entered names equals to name 1. Yeah, I was actually expecting that. Then let me concatenate there a space, comma, or let me just put there and. Then I can add there name 2, like that. Then I can simply return. Entered name. Entered names. Yeah, I can enter there. I can return entered names. So that when I go and call, as you can see, the fact that we have specified a type at the end here, that is the kind of type that is going to be returned. That is the kind of type that is going to be returned by our method. So right away, I can just go on the main function and call or I can just print ln, then I can print what? The names function. I can print the names function, and the names I need to give the 2 names, maybe Mary and Isaac. Yeah, maybe those are the 2 names that I need to give. Then, so when I run these, clearly somehow, let's see if it will give us those names. As you can see, it is giving us Mary and Isaac, because those are the names that we have entered. And are you asking yourself why we must put it in a print? It's because you see right down here, we have our function names, and yet this function doesn't have a print anywhere. Unlike these other functions, they have print. This one doesn't have a print, and so when we call it, if we want to see the contents of that function, we must print it out somehow. We must print it out somehow. And so that's why we are printing it out like that. So whichever function that you're going to work with, ensure that it is, if it is something to return, ensure that you have specified the type right down there. Yeah, down there. Now, assuming you don't want to have a strict, maybe you see when I call on function names, it is only going to expect me to give it 2 names. Then the 2 names are going to be printed. What if I want to create a function called maybe say names, or maybe my names, or whichever way you are going to call your function, but you don't want to have a limited number of names entered by the user, so that it is not you specifying the number of names that are to be it's not you specifying the number of names that are to be displayed on that function. So let's just create one more function of that kind of type. Yeah, so let's have maybe receive names. Yeah, var receive names function. And because we actually, let me just first of all do this, and because we don't want this function to have a limited number of names, yeah, a limited number of names, we are going to use a variable argument, var arg. This var arg, then yeah, we are going to actually ask for names, names of type string. We are actually going to expect names of type string like that. Then right away, for us to print the names, we need to do some kind of a for loop inside here. So for names, for name in names, these names here, yes, this variable name. So for name in names, so let's just print out the name. Print the name. Let's just print name. Yeah, print name. Yeah. So for names for name in these names, just print them. So let's just go and call the received names and see if it is going to give us a limited number of names that we are supposed to provide when we call the function. So let's just go and call the receive names function. As you can see right now, I can give the names. So the first one maybe is Mary. You see, the second one is maybe King. Maybe the third one is Isaac. Fourth one is maybe Dan. Fifth one and sixth one. And you see, it is a function, but it is not taking a limited number of names. No, it is just taking the names and yeah, sort of an array. We are actually going to receive the names in a type sort of an array. So right away, let's just try to run and see if we can print Mary, King, Isaac, and Dan. Let's just try to run this and see. Yeah, clearly, as you can see, we have Mary, King, Isaac, and Dan. Yeah, so actually we have created a function that is going to receive names from the user and somehow print them out using the for loop, because we had already looked at loops. So ladies and gentlemen, that's it about the functions, but more so, I wanted us to simply deal with the user-defined functions or custom functions, because when it comes to the inbuilt functions, you see something like print. See, a print is a function. When I just say print ln, you see this is already a function, and this function is already inside Kotlin, and Kotlin knows exactly what to do with this function whenever we call it, whenever we use it. So like right now, this is going to print out something to the user. Yeah. So this is an inbuilt function, and I told you anytime you see anything with a parenthesis at the end, that is a function. And so that means if it is something from Kotlin itself, that is an inbuilt function, unless you have created your own function like the way we have been doing right down here. So without much ado, guys, those are the concepts I wanted us to look at today: conditional expressions, loops, ranges, and functions, which we have. So that's it for today, guys. See you in our next lecture.